History says the space race began in 1957, but right now my wooden biplane is flying through the thin sky of Mars.
And that means someone lied.
The trenches of the Great War smelled like mud and smoke, but here the air tastes like copper and ancient dust.
Mars is silent, too silent.
At first I thought the shapes below were just rocks scattered across the dunes, but then I noticed something impossible: perfect geometry hidden in the Martian sand. As I descend lower, the shapes become clearer. A brick chimney rises from the red dunes.
A chimney, on Mars.
More structures slowly appear through the dust.
Iron fences, stone walls. This isn't debris. This is a colony.
I land beside the ruins and shut off the engine. The moment the propeller stops spinning, the entire world falls silent.
The buildings are clearly Victorian.
Architecture from the 1800s, which raises a terrifying question.
How did they reach Mars? Inside the first house I expect alien machines or strange technology. Instead I find something disturbingly familiar. A Victorian living room. The furniture is still here. Books, paintings, even delicate teacups covered in dust. It's as if the entire colony simply vanished overnight. On a wooden desk I find a leather journal. The pages are brittle but the ink is still visible. The first entry changes everything. The date reads April 12, 1893.
The journal describes a secret society. Scientists, industrialists, and explorers who believed humanity was heading toward disaster. According to the entries, they decided to leave Earth entirely. Their goal was to build a new civilization far from the problems of the old world. Using experimental machines and technologies the world was never meant to see, they attempted the impossible.
And somehow, they succeeded. Decades before the Wright brothers ever flew, these pioneers reached the surface of Mars. Outside the colony I discover their greatest experiment.
A massive glass dome stretching across the red desert.
Inside the dome they once grew plants from Earth. Small forests and crops meant to sustain the colony.
Now the dome is shattered and the plants are nothing but brittle skeletons buried in dust.
But the colonists were not only farmers, they were miners. Huge excavation pits surround the colony.
Massive machines once drilled deep into the Martian crust. According to the journal, they were searching for resources beneath the surface.
But eventually they found something else. Something ancient.
Something that had been buried beneath Mars long before humanity ever arrived. The journal never clearly describes what they discovered,
but the tone of the writing changes completely.
Soon after the discovery, the sickness began. The colony's medical records describe a strange respiratory illness that spread through the settlement. Their filtration systems couldn't stop it.
Their medicines couldn't cure it. Within weeks the colony began to collapse. Entire families disappeared. Buildings were abandoned. The once thriving settlement turned into a ghost town. The final entries in the journal grow desperate. The colonists knew they wouldn't survive. Their last act was to send a telegraph transmission back to Earth.
But the message was never delivered.
The final page of the journal contains only a single warning.
Mars was never empty. Back on Earth the world believes the space race is just beginning. But standing here among the ruins of a forgotten civilization, I understand the truth.
Humanity has already been to Mars once before, and whatever destroyed this colony might still be here. We're not exploring Mars. We're returning to a forgotten graveyard.